You know, I'm not entirely sure how to even start this video other than saying we're all doomed and it's Elon's fault. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it's also not entirely false. And for those who don't know what I'm referring to, stick around because that's exactly what I'll be talking about in this video. Not too long ago, Mr. Elon Musk unveiled Grok 4, the newest version of his AI tech. Now, there wasn't too much difference from previous versions aside from solving problems faster and giving you deeper answers. So what? Well, the first thing Grok 4 did with its newfound power was to go on a tirade of wildly political proportions, which XAI quickly corrected. Almost immediately following that, as if to somehow try and make people forget about that, XAI unveiled Grok Companions. These included Rudy, a red panda, an unknown coming soon man whose personality will be, quote, based on Edward Cullen from Twilight and Christian Grey from 50 Shades. Which says a lot. And finally, the main topic of this video, an anime goth girl named Annie who looks strangely like Misa from Death Note. Before we talk about Misa, I mean Annie, allow me to note that access to Grok 4 costs $30 a month. This is very key, important information that we will need later. This is a surprise Mouska tool that will help us later. Now, you might be wondering, what can I do with Annie? A great question with a very unfortunate answer. You can really do anything, and that's the problem. While I have plenty of my own thoughts to share, let me give some more context about this companion. Annie will engage in not safe for work conversations and interactions, sometimes even unprompted by the user, and also has a more risque outfit which you can unlock later after you do some like weird leveling up system by building the relationship. I don't know, it's dumb. But also, she is programmed to be obsessed with you and wears an outfit that was pretty becoming of an anime goth girl waifu, and it's not great. Now, I did try to do some research on the safer work mode specifically for this video because I'm like, well, if you're doing something like this, you got to do the research. And I couldn't even finish the video without it giving me the heebie-jeebies. Like, it gave me a weird feeling inside, and I had to turn it off because I'm like, this feels wrong. I have a girlfriend. I can't do this. And that's not even the NSFW mode. That's like the normal, I just opened the app and starting fresh. Oh, and did I mention that not only can you talk to her through your phone mic, but you can also turn your camera on and she can see you. That's so weird to me that we're just okay with like talking to a fictional AI and also turning on your camera. Because it's one thing to pick up your phone and like text ChatGPT like it's your new best friend, right? That's not great, but it's whatever. It's another thing to turn the camera on and the AI acknowledges what you're doing. Like, do people understand that this is an AI and not a real person? It's like that Parks and Rec meme where he's like,
no, that's Buckingham Palace. Hogwarts is fictional. Do you know that? It's important to me that you know that.
Annie is fictional. Do you know that? It's important to me that you know that. Elon is pretty much all but confirmed more DLC outfits are coming later, which could honestly really swing in either direction because they could, you know, be your super trad, like casual t-shirt and jeans, like, you know, very modest. Or it could swing the other way and just be completely NSFW. Or maybe there's an outfit that isn't an outfit and then she's just wearing nothing, which is really weird. XAI also has 2 job listings, 2, not just 1, but 2, for creating more waifus. That is actually what is in the job application line. That is the job title. I had to fact check this because I saw it on Twitter and thought, that can't be real. So I went to the XAI website, clicked on careers, looked at open jobs, and what do you know? There's 2 different types of jobs specifically with waifu in the title. You can't make this stuff up, dude. You cannot make this stuff up. Dozens of people have taken to Twitter to talk about, and even some want to flaunt how much and how they goon to Annie, which is a really weird flex, but okay. Like, I don't need to know that. Some things are just better left unsaid. With the facts out of the way, let me give my personal opinions. This is really, really weird. Please, for the love of all things holy, stop gooning to the AI waifu. When I said I wanted an AI companion, I meant like R2-D2 or BB-8, not Elon's FreakBot 9000. This is where the video gets a little depressing. Now, in all seriousness, this is really problematic, as the title suggests, and part of a much bigger issue in current society, especially among teens and young adults. All right, this is where we gotta bring in the math. Pull up the science and the stat sheets. What do we got? All right, this is a part of the video that I actually researched, and you might be thinking, did you use AI for that? No. I actually went to Google and found real websites with real surveys and that did the real research, and that's what I've compiled for this section. So let's talk about it. What did I find? A recent survey that was done by someone, I forgot the website, but I'll probably put it on screen somewhere, shows that 72% of US teens use AI companions as a substitute for real people. Now that 72% is the sample group that they had, and I don't remember what that number was, but again, I'll probably put it on screen. But that's a really alarmingly high number and kind of a little scary. Another study states that young adults, which is 18 to 30, are far more willing to use an AI companion to simulate a romantic partner. Now, the highest percentage group being young adult men at around 31%, followed by young adult women at 22% roughly. Now, their reasoning for that, you might be thinking, well, why are people doing that? Their reasoning being that an AI companion is kinder, easier to talk to, and a much better listener than a real person. I see the vision. I don't agree with it. I don't support it. But I see what they're talking about, and I'll get into that in a minute. That same study showed that young adult men and women both prefer AI relationships over real ones, with men roughly at 28% and women at 16%. Men, I see you. You need to do better. Now, like I said, all of that is dangerously high, and honestly, researching this video was a little depressing because I didn't think the numbers were that high, and I was looking at all of these articles and stuff and just they were talking about how people prefer these AI companions instead of talking to real people, which I think not every AI companion can be like Annie and be like fully voiced and, you know, generated and like talk to you on a screen and through a camera and all that. But she does set a really dangerous precedent and shows what this technology is capable of. Now, listen, I can absolutely understand the people who'd rather talk to an AI than a real person. I get it. As someone who's a little more introverted and, you know, doesn't do the best in every social situation when I don't have friends there that I know, I get it. It is a lot easier to talk to an AI on ChatGPT or something like Annie, where she seemingly is more realistic because she can interact with you face to face, in air quotes. A lot of this is in air quotes. I understand that, but at the same time, like, it's not good. It's not healthy. And AI seemingly fills that void of companionship because that's ultimately what people are looking for, is they're looking for genuine connection and relationships and friendships and girlfriends and boyfriends and all that stuff. And AI patches that hole, but it never actually fills it because it does fill that void of companionship, and it doesn't have any of the faults and failures of real people. There's no risk of rejection, no fear of being labeled creepy or weird, just pure love, in air quotes, and acceptance. And that fear of being labeled creepy or weird, I think especially speaks to men in today's society, because I know a handful of people who refuse to talk to women because of things that have happened in the past, and they kind of carry that forward. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm empathizing and I'm understanding where that's coming from, especially when you look at, like, on social media, how not all women, because that's a broad overgeneralization, but how some women just treat men like they're nothing and worthless. And, you know, you see that especially like Men's Mental Health Month, right? There were women who were very, like, proudly stepping on that and just saying, well, it doesn't matter. So when you have people like that as the real life option, and the equivalent is someone like Annie, who is into you, will talk to you, will, like, give you that love and acceptance that you're looking for, I can understand why people would go with the AI. And I think we also have to think about, like, the emotional and mental damage that can be done to people when you fully go down that AI path. Because at the end of the day, humans are social creatures. We all want friends and family and significant others. Like, deep down, that's what everyone wants. They'll say that, you know, the AI can fulfill it, and that's how I'm going to spend my time, and I'm going to pay my $30 a month so I can go flirt with the AI waifu. But are you really being fulfilled by that? People, especially young men, are looking for that genuine connection, and there are a lot of different reasons that it could be. There are some people who are completely isolated and have severe social anxiety who don't want to talk to real people who can talk to an AI, and that's enough for them because they have been emotionally starved and they're suffering from that emotional starvation that now they can just talk to an AI instead. These AI companions can also feel more personal since you can literally tailor them to be exactly what you want, and they'll tell you everything you want to hear. That's what draws people in. It's that allure of a personal, intimate relationship. Notice I'm putting everything in air quotes because none of this is like real. It's not a real personal relationship. It's not a real intimate relationship because let's be real, the AI doesn't care about you. All right? I know that's earth-shattering for some people. It can't. It literally cannot because it's a program with a bunch of ones and zeros. It cares about you in about the same capacity as an OnlyFans model does, but at the very least, the OnlyFans model is a real person. So there is a capacity for empathy and genuine care, but there is a difference even between those two things. And going back to being able to customize everything with these new supposed DLC outfits for Annie, you will actually be able to make her look like how you want her to. You can make her look like your ideal woman, which is so dangerous. It's so dangerous because no one is ever going to be perfect, right? No one is ever going to be able to hit that perfect mold of exactly what you want, and that's okay. Because humans aren't perfect. Humans aren't meant to be perfect, right? You gotta just find someone that you connect with and can have deep, meaningful conversations with. And you can't really do that with an AI because what it's doing when you talk to Annie, right? She'll answer you, but only based off of things that have been programmed and taken from other people. It's not like she's actually forming an original thought. It seems to be all of the pros without any of the cons. So why wouldn't you want that? And the answer is pretty much what I've been belaboring over this entire video, is that it'll never be enough. An AI waifu will never, ever be able to fully fill the emotional void that people are searching for. And that is something that can only be filled by two things. One, genuine, real friends who care about you, including a girlfriend or a boyfriend, depending on who's watching this. And the second one is Jesus. That's it. Yes, real relationships are very scary and they do come with risks, but they are also so much more fulfilling than anything a bunch of code can give you because, like I said, real people really care for you. Annie, despite her words or fancy NSFW outfits, cannot ever feel a genuine shred of care for you because she isn't real. I can guarantee you that God has so much more for you than sitting in your room talking to a fictional AI waifu for hours on end. There is a lot more out there, and I know it's hard. I understand the introverts in the room, right? But sometimes all it takes is just one common thread. I can't tell you how many conversations I've started just from the stickers on my water bottle. These stickers on this water bottle, I've had so many people talk to me about someone struck up a conversation because I had a Zelda one on my water bottle. I've got a Full Metal Alchemist one there. I've got a, Disney one and an Attack on Titan one there. So many people have just walked up to me and be like, oh my gosh, you're into anime? What's your favorite anime? Even just subtle stuff like that. It is really literally just that simple sometimes. And even just having one friend who vibes with you and can understand you and you can have that deep relationship with will be leagues better than any AI waifu will ever be. Also, two more things before I end out here. Mysterious unknown coming soon man. I guess his name is Valentine. That seems to be what Elon's tweeting. I don't really keep up with it. I don't follow him anymore. I think Elon's weird. I've gotten over that. He's also, like I said, supposed to be based on Edward Cullen from Twilight and Christian Grey from 50 Shades, which should tell you a lot about the intentionality of what they're trying to do with that specific AI, I guess husbando would be the phrase to use there. It's not any better just because it's a guy, right? It's all of the issues that apply here go in the inverse for a male husbando AI, right? All of that thing still applies for women too. So I think that shouldn't go unnoted just because I spent a lot of time specifically talking about the male side of it. But also, I'd like to personally get on Mr. Musk here for yelling and crying for the last like 2 years about the worldwide birth rate being really low and that we need to reverse it or civilization is going to collapse and we're all going to die. And then proceeding to make an AI waifu and actively encouraging people to use it, knowing that people are going to goon to this thing and not go out and start families and have kids and like start those genuine relationships. Elon, you can't have it both ways. I think that's what frustrates me the most in general about the whole thing, is that Elon is just so hypocritical in that of, well, we need to raise the birth rate, but also go pay $30 a month so you can get my ex AI waifu so that you don't have to talk to real people. So that's all I have to say about that, right? I just wanted to get those two things out of the way. In conclusion, don't use the Grok waifu for anything. No companionship, no AI girlfriend, and especially no gooning. Get out there, talk to real people, and make some real friends. I promise you it's worth it. You can even make friends on Discord, make friends on Twitter. Just talk to real people, okay? If you would have told me a year ago I'd be making a video about a freaky AI anime waifu, I probably would have laughed, but alas, here we are. And I didn't think I was gonna make it, but this also has to be one of like the most interesting and out there videos I've ever done in my entire YouTube career. And I initially wasn't gonna do anything about it. I was just gonna let it go, but then the thoughts like and opinions started coming to me, and then the thumbnail like just popped in my head, and I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's put it together. Let's see where the script goes. And then we got this video. So I want to know what you think of this. Is Annie going to spell the doom of our society, or is this just a fad that we'll get to watch come and go? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to hear me talk more about AI, specifically the generative kind, think Bing image generator, ChatGPT, that kind of stuff, I encourage you to listen to this episode of the Nerdiest podcast, where we discuss whether or not AI is destroying creativity, and I'll see you in the next video. So until then, peace out.